Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you all are doing well. So in the previous video, I talked about functions. I started about functions, and we talked about how the functions can be declared, how to call a function, how to pass parameters value, how to pass default parameters value as well, and also how we can pass different data types as well, like list, dictionaries, like whatever, anything can be passed in as an argument or parameter. Okay, now we will be discussing about you know arbitrary arguments. Okay, wait, this does not seem nice. Arbitrary arguments. Okay, so there are times when you don't know that how many parameters you need to pass in your functions, right? Like how many parameters are passed in a function. Okay, and if there are any mismatch in the parameters, you can get an error as well, right? Like I showed you over here, like there are multiple parameters in your function, but you are just passing one, so it gives error. Sometimes you pass more parameters over here, but in the main function call, like main function, the total amount of like over here, the main parameters are like suppose 3 over here and you have sent 1, but sometimes you can be sending over here 4 parameters over here and it's just 3. So how to deal with that kind of scenarios as well, we'll be talking about that today. Okay, so this can be done using asterisk sign and passing the argument's name in your function. So the syntax for this will be def func name and this args, and it will print something, and over here I will be just passing 1, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so over here I am passing 4 values, and in my function name I am considering it as an arbitrary argument and pass like referring to it as a asterisk sign and args name. Okay, so what Python does in this case is ki whatever parameter that are passed during function call, it gets changed to a tuple. Okay, so when this will go over here, is just a list, bunch of values, not a list, not a tuple, not a set, nothing. It is over here is just bunch of parameters that are getting passed over here, and when it reaches to the function, like main function, it converts into tuple. So our function consider these values as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, there was no 2, so look, I have added 2. So this is how your function will consider these values. And in this print statement, what you can do is you can just write like args and call on the index which you want to print. So make sure that you are having this much index only, like 0 to length of number of parameters passed. Okay, but because if you exceed the number of parameters passed, it will obviously give an error. So to avoid that, you can just make sure that whatever parameters you are passing, the absolute length of that. Okay, so this is the case when you are just sending the sequence of the value. But what if you want to send a key value pair, right? So for that we have arbitrary keyword arguments. Okay, actually those are called arbitrary keywords arguments. So there's nothing like suspicious or anything that you need to do, or like anything challenging that you need to do. You just need to add 2 asterisks instead of 1 and provide a variable name. That's it. So how will this go? I have my function def func name. Okay, I will be passing this keyword arguments, and my function like I'll show the function call first. So this print something, I'll show it later. So my function name, what I can do over here is ki this is my parameter and this is the value. Okay, let's just keep it like this only. Okay, so you see I'm just passing it as a normal variable only, but this is a key value pair. Okay, I am passing it as a normal parameter only, but it is in a key value pair format. Okay, because key over here is name and value over here is Prajwal. Okay, and over here what I can do is, if I know what are the keys, I can just call the keys out like this and print them. Okay, same goes for this. Okay, so this will give you the answer as, first print will give as Prajwal. Okay, second print will give as 25. Okay, so this is how you can access arbitrary number of arguments that are getting passed in your function. Okay, I think this is more about it for the functions, or is there anything that I'm missing with? I don't think there is nothing much to tell about this. The one thing that you can study about is passing function in a function. So like I have this func1, I pass x to it. Okay, so what it does is ki it will return x plus 1. Okay, now I have function 2. Okay, and what it does is ki there is a value passed in it and it just return the value. Okay, so now I'll just call my function 2, and inside of it I will pass function 1 of 10. Okay, so what it will do is ki first it will go in function 1 of 10. So like first it will go to function of 2 over here, and then it will see ki what variable like what parameter is passed in it. So you can see, then it sees that there is a parameter of function only passed in it. And what does this function do? So it gets one parameter like 10, like over here you can see there is one parameter x, and what it returns is x plus 1. So 10 plus 1 will be 11. So over here your answer will be 11, and then your function 2 will look something like this, function 2 of 11. Okay, and what does function 2 of x do? It returns x. So this entire function will return 11. Okay, ठीक है. So yeah, no, I was about to tell you how to use the calculator function, like how I can make a calculator function. So I'm not using anything else, I'll be making it very basic. So this like I'm just giving a disclaimer that whatever I'm going to write right now can be done in a very more efficient way, but for the sake of this lecture I am just going to do in the way that I'm going to do. Okay, so first will be my sum function. So def sum, I'll pass my parameter, two parameters. So what our calculator is going to do, it will be only take two parameters and subtract, add, divide or multiply it. Okay, and I will do return a plus b. Then I have my subtract method, and I'll pass a and b, and then I'll return a minus b. Okay, then next is my multiplication. I am taking the name as MUL. Then I'll pass AB and I will return A into B. Now then, okay, I just need more pages as well. And next I will have my divide function, and if I do AB, I can return A divided by B. Okay, and now I have 4 functions, and what I need is key I need to like find sum of 2 and 3, multiplication of 4 and 8, right? So for that I'll be calling these functions. For sum I have this function, for multiplication I have this function, and if I want to divide I'll call this function divide 10 and 2, and if I want to subtract something I will call this function sub, and I'll do 5 4. So this will give me 5 answer, this will give me 12 answer, this will give me 12, oh sorry, 8 for the 32, this will give me 5, and this will give me 1. Okay, so you can see the functions I am passing the parameters. Okay, and yeah, one thing I can do is I can keep B as 1 over here. Okay, now I'm going to make some changes, which will be this, that I'll keep B as 1, B equals to, I will assign the default value to B. Okay, and what I can do is I'll make a check over here. If B is equals to 0, then B equals to 1 only. So actually I don't need to make this as a default value only, I can just add a conditional statement here. So including this, if this will become one code block, this will be one code block, this is one code block, and this is another code block, and all of these perform different function and on different occasions or whenever they are called. Okay, now like I would like to tell you if you want to write this function in a better way, so what you can do is you can have only one function which will I'll name it as solve. Okay, so what I am doing is I am passing 2 variables. Okay, and I also need to know what operation I want to perform on my 2 numbers. Okay, so these 4 code snippet can be converted to this only, but I have to add a conditional statements. So if OP equals to plus, so this OP will be plus, minus, divide or multiply. The parameter values that can be used for this OP can be only these. Okay, and if it is something else, we just need to return -1, or we can return the value, the operation does not exist. Okay, so if OP is equal to plus, I will return A plus B. If OP equals to minus, I will return A minus B, and so on. I'll do LF over here. Okay, I'm sorry about the handwriting, guys, but I hope it eventually gets better. My teacher used to scold me for this as well, so so if this is multiply, I will return A into B. Elif operation equals to divide, then we'll return A divided by B. Now I said if operation is anything except these 4, then we will return operation not supported. Okay, and now what I need to do, I'll just call this function solve, and pass my two variables a and b and just pass plus, minus, multiplication or division as per necessary. So these all four functions are like, let me write these only. Solve, let's assume we are taking 5 and 10 only. Okay, so this is how your calculation function will look, like calculator function will look if you write it more accurately, like, and this is the more clean code actually. And over here you can see there are bunch of functions, but this one is like more proper clean code with the proper error handling as well. So like this is not a proper error handling, I'll just show you. I'm just telling you, I'm just using if else statements over here and trying to like handle my any wrong operations that are provided very significantly. Okay, so yeah, this is about this lecture. I hope to meet you in the next lecture. By that time, have a good day. Bye.